Hey everybody, Ron here. I'm back with another RPG a Day 2024 video. I'm not doing them every day, I'm doing them every few days as I have time. And today I'm covering days 14 through 19. If you check out my YouTube channel, I have the first 13 days covered over 2 videos. So this is my third video in the series. I don't know how many more I'm going to do to complete this. But I'm going to do my best to complete every day this year, even if it's just in this format where I talk about topics every few days. So, here we go. Day number 14, compelling characters. And characters is bolded, so we're going to talk about characters a little bit here. One of the things that I love about RPGs and being a game master is watching the development of characters, watching players and seeing what they do with those characters, and just seeing the dramatic moments. I find the most compelling characters are characters that have 3 things. They have a background, they have a reason for doing their adventure, also known as a goal, and they have a flaw. Backgrounds are important because as a game master, I can use those to weave into the campaign. Goals are important because it gives characters somewhere to go, and it also lets me know the direction that they're going to go so I can plan accordingly and hopefully give them the opportunity for a satisfying conclusion. And flaws. Flaws are interesting because they make decision-making complex for the players, the characters, and therefore bring drama. So those are the 3 elements that I like to see in characters. They don't have to be complex things, but if they're there, I think you stand a greater chance of having a really satisfying RPG campaign. Day number 15, great character gear. Now, gear is one of those things that I'm kind of wishy-washy on. In some games, I really like to have gear-intensive stuff, like old-school D&D style games. Gear is very important. Other games, I want to hand-wave it. And I go back and forth on which one I prefer. So I guess I prefer just a wide spectrum of the way that you handle gear, but it's just really based on the game and the campaign and how I'm feeling. That's not a solid answer, I realize, but that's just where I am. I do love that +1 sword with special properties that have a backstory. So I guess if I have to define a point on the spectrum, I guess I'm somewhere in the middle with character gear. I guess I want character gear to mean something. Day number 16, quick to learn. Well. Let's talk about EZD6. Let's talk about Black Star, which is a game that I am going to review soon, folks. It's coming. Shadow Dark is easy to learn because the basic tenets of a D20-based fantasy game has been around for 50 years, and I think just about anyone that has ever encountered role-playing games understand it. So those are 3 things that come off the top of my head, but there are lots of quick-to-learn games, and so there's really no excuse for anyone to not get into the RPG hobby if they really want to. Day number 17, an engaging RPG community. I feel like most of the communities that I engage in are really engaging. I know the Shadow Dark Discord and the community in general is really active, maybe because it just grew out leaps and bounds when Kelsey kicked off her Kickstarter. It just exploded. But also the EZD6 community is really engaging. I really like interacting there. The Prowlers and Paragons Omniverse community is really engaging and fun. It's just a lot of communities. I just wanted to highlight those 3 really quick. Number 18, a memorable moment of play. I'm going to share you something about a solo game that I ran during my Ironsworn Starforge playtest. I basically had a Jedi, I won't say a knight, more like an apprentice with the serial numbers filed off. And there was a moment where I was trying to accomplish something, and I don't even remember the specific circumstance, but I, the player, got frustrated. And basically I lashed out in game by using a special power aggressively. And I remember that moment sticks with me because this was something that really resonated with me. Like a moment where I was really into it, where I felt like I was really immersed. There's so many other memorable moments to play. Back when I was playing a game 20 some odd years ago 3.5 is one of my best friends, Stacy, and I was playing this arrogant ranger, and we were sleeping at night. My character was on watch, and he was kind of rash, and so he noticed something. There was some goblins that were going to be trying to ambush us. I tried to wake folks up, and the way that I chose to wake folks up is kicking them. And so I did that, woke Stacy's character up, who was playing a sorceress. We came out victorious. Weeks later, we were in a combat, and she cast a fireball. And my character just happened to be just inside the edge of the fireball. Now, I mean, she knew that my dex was high, and I was going to basically make the save and take half damage, which I did. But the point was well taken. Now, some people might get upset with those types of things, but for me, I'm just kind of a live and live type of person. And plus, Stacy and I had a great deal of trust between each other as people and, of course, RPG players. And we still have that trust to this day. So I guess one of the keys to making a memorable moment of play is trust. Trust between you and the GM, trust between you and other players. So, yeah. And number 19, a sensational session. I've had players sacrifice their characters to save the world and save the universe. But I'm going to mention, I ran a weekend game here back a month or so ago, and it was an Easy D6, a game that was set in the Bulldogs RPG universe, and it was basically Guardians of the Galaxy, the role-playing game. And that whole weekend was super memorable. The characters, of course, came out victorious, but just from the start, the opening scene of the campaign, they were at a port and they were doing maintenance, and a group came to claim that the ship was it's not theirs, but it was owned by somebody else, and the engineer was on the ship. He fired the ship guns at this group of thugs, basically, and it blew to the smithereens. Chaos ensued. It was a great opening to that weekend-long session, and I will never forget that. So those are days 14 through 19. Thank you for listening to this. I'll be back with another RPG A Day 2024 video. And until next time, see you later.